I used to think I had a discipline problem, but turns out I was just emotionally exhausted. So today I will tell you guys the difference between laziness and emotional exhaustion so you can heal from it, get over it, and work towards your goals and achieve them. Hello guys, and welcome back to my new video. Today I will tell you all about emotional exhaust so you can learn from it, learn how to get over it, and also realize the signs to know if you really are emotionally exhausted or just lazy. First of all, I want to say thank you for the 30 subscribers, and let's get into it. Who don't know it? We procrastinate, we feel guilty later on and be like, okay, why didn't I just do it now I have to do it, and if I did it back then now I wouldn't have to do it. We feel guilty about not doing stuff. We want to do something, we don't know where to start, we feel overwhelmed, and at the end we reach nothing because we just don't know what to do, and we end up being lazy, or we get called lazy but we're just overwhelmed and we do nothing and then feel even worse than we felt before. And I know a lot of you guys relate to this, so now I'm gonna show you what's laziness and what's actually emotional exhaustion so you can understand it better and see if you are emotionally exhausted or you are just lazy. Lazy means you don't care, you don't do anything, and you don't care. You avoid effort simply because you don't want to do anything and you put no effort to improve. So you basically do nothing, don't feel bad about it, and don't care about it. Exhaustion is you care too much to the point where you overthink, where you are afraid of failing, you are afraid of not being perfect in what you want to do, and then you end up not doing it because you are afraid of not doing it the perfect way. You overthink everything according that goal. You ask yourself too many questions instead of just doing it. You have a fear of failing, and you are just so overwhelmed that your brain shuts off and doesn't want to do anything. So to sum it up, lazy means you don't care, you don't do anything. Exhaustion means you don't do anything but you care too much. Caring is good, but caring too much can actually make you be slower in achieving your goals because you have a fear of not doing it the perfect way. You have a fear of being judged, of failing, and all this stuff. Let's get into the signs of emotional exhaustion. Simple tasks feel heavy, which means you have a really simple task. For example, maybe it's plan your next day, but you just don't do it because it just feels so heavy and you feel like you have to do way more than what you actually have to do, and you are stuck, you are overwhelmed, and you don't do it. You have constant guilt because you don't do anything, you're doing nothing. You want to change and you care about changing, but you don't do anything because you just procrastinate or whatever, and then in the aftermath you end up feeling really guilty about it. You just feel bad about yourself and you talk bad to yourself because you're like, okay, why didn't I just do that? What stopped me? And you regret not starting sooner, which results in you still not doing anything because you have a fear of failing, because you want to be perfect at that something, but no one is perfect when they start. You want to rest, but you never actually feel rested. When you go to bed thinking about all your goals and about just so many stuff that you have to do, you wake up, you are thinking of them again. How do you ever want to feel rested? When you go to sleep, you wake up, you are relaxing, you are laying in your bed and you are still thinking about what you have to do, like the next day, in the afternoon, in the evening. Resting means you rest. You don't think about work, school, whatever. You just rest, lay in your bed, put on some music, and do nothing. you avoid things you actually care about because you just have this really bad fear of failing, and you are like, okay, what if I start and I fail and no one likes my ideas, no one supports me, and then you care too much to the point where you are scared to start. And really, if you never start, how will you know if anybody likes your ideas or not? You simply just have to start and see, do people like what I'm doing or not? If they don't like it, that's on them, because there will always be someone that likes what you put out there, what ideas you bring, how creative you are and stuff like that. There will always be at least one person who like what you are doing. And now what actually helps against emotional exhaustion? First of all, nervous system reset, which means stretching like yoga, really deep breathing. You can meditate as well, of course. Silence, and that's a very important one, because I feel like nowadays we are addicted to noise. Like, when we do nothing, we still listen to music, we still scroll on TikTok, and there's never really a moment of silence where we can just sit with our thoughts in silence. There's always some background noise that doesn't help us. A nervous system reset is also putting your phone away. Very hard one, I know, but please just put your phone away, and you will see how the constant stimulation you get from scrolling, playing games, it's going to disappear, and you will feel much better after not using your phone for, I don't know, 1 to 2 hours. Lower your screen time, because what do you mean you are using your phone 12 hours a day? Lower it. Trust me, lower it, and I promise me you will lower it. Next point is journaling. Write down your thoughts, and the more you write, the more you can see what actually brings you to these thoughts, what or who makes you think that, and you can really notice the pattern, and then you can ask yourself, why do I care so much about what that specific person thinks? Maybe it's our parent and we just want a validation from them. We just want a praise or something, I don't know. The more clear your mind will be, and the more clear you will be about yourself and why you have certain thinking patterns. The next one is sleep. Yes, you need at least 8 hours sleep a day. So scrolling till 1, 2 a.m. is not going to help you, and I can promise you that. When we sleep, our emotions become lighter, we have better patience. We actually tend to pick up our phone less when we slept good, woke up not too late. And I know that people will say, okay, I go to sleep at 1, but I wake up at 10. That hour, 8 hours. Yes, but when you wake up at 10, you could have done so much by 10 a.m. if you went to sleep earlier. Next one is smaller goals. When you break down your big goals into smaller goals, they just feel more reachable. And when you reach multiple of those small goals, you just feel more productive. For example, you have to write a 2-page essay, and having that on your to-do list can feel way too much, because what do you mean 2-page? That's quite a lot. You can break it down and write 1 page, write half a page, open that document, brainstorm ideas, and just break it down. And you will see that when you get to tick off those smaller goals, you just feel more productive, because you feel like you are actually doing something. Because when you get to tick off those small goals, you feel like you are actually doing something. Then when you just have 2 big goals for the whole day and you achieve them, and then, okay, it's just 2 goals, so what? Break down the big goals into smaller goals, And you will see throughout your day that you will actually start having fun with ticking off the goals, and you will instantly just get that a momentum, that flow state of finishing your to-do list. And the last thing is honesty with yourself. Please don't lie to yourself. Be honest with yourself and just ask yourself questions. Am I scared? Who makes me think that? Am I trying to be perfect? Am I avoiding disappointment? And when you write that down about that specific goal that you have, you will see that it's really all just in your mind, because still you don't start doing something for goals, you won't know what people think. When you start, then you can see what people think of that what you are doing. But till you don't start, all those thoughts about what they may think are just in your mind. That's not real. And people on the internet can actually be way more supportive than you think. So be honest with yourself, journal it, recognize the patterns, and from there on you can move more clearly, you can plan your goals better, you can break them down, and you can just feel more productive. And the laziness that you may have realized after this video, that it's not just laziness, it's not you being lazy, it is emotional exhaustion because you care too much, you overthink too much, and you are just way too scared to start. And now that's it for this video. And now tell me, what have you been calling laziness, but that's actually emotional exhaustion. And I will see you guys in my next video. And once again, thank you for the 30 subscribers. And I'm sorry that nothing came out these past 2 weeks. I was just busy with school. Had to do bunch of work at home and it was just getting too much. I really had no time, so I'm sorry for that. But I promise I will start posting regularly again. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!